A Caribbean sunrise, the sea glistening in the first light of day. On March 24th, 1998, the Bradley family awoke aboard Royal Caribbean's Rhapsody of the Seas. But one of them was gone. Amy Lynn Bradley was just 23 years old. She was on vacation with her parents and her brother. The trip was meant to be a celebration, a time of family bonding, a time of joy. Instead, it became a nightmare that would never end. News headlines broke quickly. Young woman missing from cruise ship. Family desperate for answers. FBI joins investigation. No body. No note. No clear answers. Only silence. And to this day, no one knows for certain what happened to Amy Bradley. Before we dive into the mystery, we need to know who Amy was. Born in Chesterfield County, Virginia, Amy Lynn Bradley was vibrant, athletic, and fiercely independent. A former lifeguard and strong swimmer, she loved music, sports, and family. Friends remembered her as loyal, confident, and adventurous. In March of 1998, Amy's parents, Ron and Iva, and her younger brother, Brad, booked a Caribbean cruise aboard Royal Caribbean's Rhapsody of the Seas. The trip was meant to be special. A family getaway before Amy started a new job at a computer consulting firm. They departed from San Juan, Puerto Rico, with stops planned in Aruba and Curaçao. The Bradleys had no idea that this would be the last trip they would ever take together as a complete family. On the night of March 23rd, the Bradleys enjoyed the ship's entertainment. Amy and her brother Brad joined other passengers at the ship's disco, a lively nightclub at sea pulsing with Caribbean music and flashing lights. Amy was seen dancing with her brother and with a member of the ship's band, Blue Orchid. Passengers would later recall how comfortable and relaxed she seemed, but within hours, everything changed. At approximately 3:35 a.m., ship records show Amy returned to her cabin. 5 minutes later, Brad followed. The family's computerized keycard system confirmed their entries. In the cabin, Amy decided to step outside for some air. She settled into a deck chair on the balcony just off the room. Around 5:15 a.m., her father, Ron, awoke. He saw Amy asleep on that balcony chair, at peace, resting. He went back to sleep. When he checked again, just 45 minutes later, Amy was gone. No struggle, no sign of distress, no note. The balcony door stood ajar, and Amy Lynn Bradley had vanished. The mystery begins here, in the fragile space between 5:15 and 6 a.m., a window of time that would haunt her family forever. When Amy's family discovered she was missing, panic set in. They searched the cabin, the balcony, the hallways, but she was nowhere to be found. The Bradleys rushed to the ship's staff. They pleaded for an immediate announcement, asking all passengers to look out for Amy. But the crew hesitated. Hours passed. Passengers disembarked in Curaçao. Potential witnesses left the ship. Any evidence that could have been preserved was lost. What would you have done if you were her parents? If your daughter was suddenly gone, and the people in charge didn't act quickly enough? Would you trust the system? Or would you feel, as the Bradleys did, that every minute wasted was another chance slipping away? The Netherlands Antilles Coast Guard launched a 4-day search by air and sea. Royal Caribbean chartered a private vessel. The family prayed for answers, but the ocean gave nothing back. So the question remained, did Amy vanish into the sea, or was she taken and carried off into the shadows of the Caribbean? So, was this an accident or a suicide? One theory is simple. Amy had fallen. Maybe while leaning on the balcony, maybe disoriented in the early morning. But Amy was a strong swimmer, a lifeguard, fit, focused, and her family insists she was not suicidal. There were no warning signs, no letters, no struggles with mental health, nothing. So ask yourself, Would a woman about to start a promising new job, deeply bonded with her family, simply fall and vanish without a trace? Or is that too convenient an explanation? Then there's another theory, one that chills the Bradleys to their core, the possibility that Amy was kidnapped. In the months after her disappearance, Canadian tourists claimed they saw Amy on a beach in Curaçao. A woman with distinctive tattoos identical to Amy's walked by them. She seemed nervous, watched, guarded. In 1999, a U.S. Navy petty officer walked into a brothel in Curaçao. A woman whispered to him, "My name is Amy Bradley. Please help me." Before he could react, she was taken away. What do you make of that? Coincidence? Mistaken identity? Or the cry of a woman trapped in a nightmare? And in 2005, another report surfaced. A witness in Barbados claimed a distressed woman approached her, begging for help. The witness swore it was Amy, but again, no proof, no follow-up, just whispers and shadows. Could Amy have been pulled into the dark underworld of human trafficking? An industry that thrives in the Caribbean? Or were these sightings fragments of hope that led nowhere? Over the years, the Bradley family has endured hoaxes. Photos of women resembling Amy sent through anonymous emails, a man pretending to be special forces, promising to rescue her for money, each false lead cut like a knife, each one reopened wounds. Imagine the cruelty. Imagine waiting years, decades, and every time the phone rings. You wonder if this is the call that brings your daughter home. Through it all, Ron and Eva Bradley refused to give up. They worked with the FBI. They appeared on television shows like America's Most Wanted. They gave interviews. They begged for answers. Their son Brad carried the weight as well, reliving the last night he saw his sister alive. But time is merciless. In 2010, Amy was declared legally dead. And yet, the case remains open. The FBI still offers a reward, and her family still holds on to hope. So now, we ask you, what do you think happened to Amy Lynn Bradley? Did she fall? Was she pushed? Was she stolen into a world we can barely imagine? Write your suspicions in the comments below. Your perspective matters, and your questions keep her story alive. Amy Lynn Bradley vanished without a trace. The truth is hidden beneath layers of silence, speculation, and fear. But one thing is certain, her story forces us to confront the uncomfortable truth, that sometimes, even in paradise, we aren't safe. And if you ever see signs of human trafficking, whether it's an adult or a child, please, take action. You can even contact the FBI anonymously. Go to tips.fbi.gov or call 1-800-CALL-FBI. Your call could save a life. You've been listening to What We Weren't Told. We are the curious. We don't settle for headlines. We walk into the shadows and expose what truly hides there. Stay vigilant. Stay safe. Watch your back. If this story moved you, like and subscribe. It motivates us to keep creating and to keep bringing you more of what we weren't told.